Happy Wednesday, friends. I am really excited to see you, and I've got to say, it's really hilarious. All of my cartons from Sales and Marketing Spy School have arrived by courier. So, you know, the folders that have been left over and everything else that needed to be packed down arrived back on Monday. And I drove to and from Adelaide yesterday, 9 hours driving in the car. I wouldn't recommend that to anyone really in one hit. But it's meant today. I'm so excited because I've got my normal tripod back, which just makes me really happy. So it means that there's not going to be any kind of wobbling other than what we've just experienced, which is a little awkward. So I don't know about you. I know for me, good morning, Tamara. Happy 8 a.m. wake up call. Good morning, Joe. Welcome. So one of the big questions that I get asked a lot comes off the back of this really big, often overwhelming reality that we need to be posting up. Hey, Michelle, posting up a lot of good morning, normal tripod Nicola. Thanks, Tamara. I'll start calling you Tamara because we know how much you love that. So, there is an overwhelming amount of content that we need to be pushing out, right? If you look at, you've got Facebook, you've got your blogs, you've got your emails, you've got the other platforms that you're doing, you've got to put photos up, you've got to put text, you've got to write articles, you've got to do all of this stuff, not to mention podcasts, if you decide to be doing that. So quite often, when we get into the reality conversation about what needs to be done on a daily, weekly, fortnightly, and then monthly basis, not to mention the quarter, most people's heads start to go, whoa. So the big question that I get asked off the back of that is, the statement that usually comes up is, I'll just pay someone else to do it. I'll just go get someone else to do that. Now, that can be a really excellent idea, but there are caveats around outsourcing. So as you guys know, and I talk about this a lot in the book, as you know, I am a huge advocate for you showing up as you online. Good morning, Joan. Happy Wednesday. Hey, Jess. Good morning. I really want people to get to know you. And if you're outsourcing your social media content, your posts, your imagery, everything else, without you or getting people to ghostwrite it, then it's almost like putting up a cardboard cutout of someone who is like you that is not you. And, people know, guys, people know if you are not showing up, if you're not present, and if it's not you who's doing the writing. They either learn this when they meet you and they start talking about the posts that you put up, and you might be like, meh, thanks. Or it might just create a massive disconnect, right? So a huge thing that I believe, and I am actually, this is not negotiable, is that you need to show up live on your Facebook page, not necessarily doing a live, but you've got to be active in there, right? So the next question comes, it's like, oh my gosh, I'm going to be spending all day, every freaking day, just doing marketing, just doing my social media, just doing the blogs, just doing all of this. Where the heck am I going to find the time to actually work my practice or do the thing that you're doing? Either you're coaching, you're training, you're facilitating, you're creating, you're planning. Like, how do you make all of that work? So I love outsourcing. I love getting people to help you do what it is that you do, but there are ways of being able to do that without it discrediting or undermining the hard work that you're doing in order to be able to build your presence, to become more visible, right? There are 1,000,000,001 people out there who are faking it till they make it, who are getting other people to post up their stuff. And I just think that we really owe your audience you. We owe them you. If they are paying you with their time, with their eyeballs, with their views, with their engagement, then we really owe it to them to show up and kind of honor that commitment that they've made to you, right? Which is you sharing your stuff, you helping them with their problems, you helping them achieve their goals. So here are my rules for outsourcing. Number one, you need to create the content. That's the first rule. It's not negotiable. You need to create the content. But the way that we can make this really easy for you, hey Melly, the way that we can make this really easy for you is if you're more proficient at writing, then go and write an article. Go and write a blog. Go and do a whole bunch of writing, right? Right? And then what you're going to do is you're going to give all of those articles, all of those blogs to a virtual assistant or an online business manager. And you're going to say, here is all my content for the month. Here are my 4 articles. I want you to go and create my memes. I call them picture quotes because I think memes are like kind of funny. That's my neural pathway connection. Get them to go ahead and create the memes. Get them to write the posts using your writing. Then they can also use that as text posts. They can use that on imagery. They can use that as quotes. They can use that within your emails. If you're getting them to write your emails and send them out, awesome. Well, you've got to have the actual written words to be able to give to them rather than them trying to write in your voice, okay? There are professional ghostwriters out there, but they are expensive. A virtual assistant or an online business manager is not a ghostwriter by trade, right? So you're going to be asking these people to do something that is not necessarily in their zone of genius. And if you get them to do that, then you can be really selling yourself short. If you are better at verbalizing your stuff, then you can open up a voice memo on your phone. I'm pretty sure Samsungs do the same thing, although I had a dream last night and they don't do the same things. I had a dream about using a Samsung phone. It was really random. But you can go into a voice memo or an audio recording app and you can just speak out your article. Have a framework and that you're working through it. Go send that to someone. Ask them to, you might upload it as a podcast. You might get it transcribed. And then again, you get your virtual assistant or online business manager or PA or whoever you get to do that. Get them to go and then dissect it and use that for content. If you're better at video, I personally much prefer doing video to any of the other options. I find it easier. Surprise, surprise, I have all of the words. And so what I'll do is I'll go and record the video and then I take, hey Romy, nice to see you. What you can then do is have that video again transcribed. You can have someone rip out the audio. So you can have the audio go up as a podcast. You have the video go up as a video blog. You can have the transcription done as an article or as a blog. And then again, you get your online business manager or your virtual assistant to go pull pieces out, right? It means that you can then use one piece of content in multiple ways. It helps you to free up some time. It enables the people that you are building up in your team to really support you in the best way, which is having your voice go out there. All right. So it doesn't have to be, you can still outsource, but I just don't want the people who you are outsourcing your stuff to. I don't want you to make them have to think, right? We want to make their job as easy and as simple as humanly possible because your audience needs to hear your voice. They need to see you. They need to connect with you. You can't outsource relationship building. You can't outsource the essence that is you who really needs to show up. So you can have your outsourcing person go ahead and pull all of this stuff out, right? Why would you do that? Because it saves you time. When would you do that? Well, as easy or as early or as late as you like. It's completely up to you. It's about trying to make your life easier. How would you do that? Well, you want to make sure that the person that you are hiring to be your online business manager or your virtual assistant is a match for you. Now, there are a myriad of different agencies out there that can do this for you. My suggestion is that you ask for recommendations. Ask someone who might know someone who's had a really excellent experience. And then you'll go and pay them accordingly. You'll hire them and do it as a trial initially for perhaps a month, maybe 3 months, depending on the cost. And then you can assess it and see how it goes throughout the journey or the relationship that you build with them. It gives you an easy out, like so you can just hit that eject button and whoosh, get on out of there if it's off message or if it's not working. Because this is your brand that we are building. It has got to be on message. It's got to be on point. It's got to be you, and it's got to sound real, right? So you've got to have a really great connection with the person who's putting your stuff out there. They need to understand how valuable this stuff is to you in terms of getting it right. So ask for recommendations. How much would you outsource? Well, I would outsource as much, I guess, as you're comfortable outsourcing. I'm a bit of a control freak. Surprise, surprise. And I like things to be done in a certain way. So to me, you know, that communication is really important. I would recommend that perhaps you start with the memes and maybe some text posts. I wouldn't let someone loose on my email system right from the get-go. I want to be able to build trust and see how they go first, and then add in more responsibilities as I get to know them and trust them that they will do the job that is required in the way that I need it to be done. So that's our Q&A Wednesday for today. I hope that that's really helpful. Tamara, it is really important. Good morning, Joe. Happy Wednesday. Nice to see your face pop in. Looked like Bali was amazing. Absolutely amazing for you. All right. Cool beans. Has anyone got any questions that I can answer for you about outsourcing before hey Jez, before we wrap this on up and I set you free about your day? We're just going to play a little bit of hold music. Okay, great. I'm going to take that as a no. If you do have any questions, get them typed in, and I'm more than happy to jump back in and answer them for you. You guys know I'm all over your comments like a rash, a really nice rash, right? So if you've got anything, let me know. I'd be really happy to answer them for you. Otherwise, have a rocking Wednesday. Have a beautiful day. Go kick some major ass, and let's get you out there, guys. Take care. Bye.